What's going on, fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys have been doing well. Today has been a really good day when it comes to price action. Bitcoin is actually green on the day, as well as Ethereum. Ethereum making new local highs. Of course, it's still technically a lower high as it stands, but it's really looking like, to me, more than likely Ethereum will hit that 4K region at the end of this month. And when it comes to updates around our base native tokens, Alienbase has a massive update I want to show you guys. So I will be covering Alienbase today. And when it comes to Alienbase, Alienbase has actually fully established the DAO, which is an amazing update for Alienbase. Because of course, when it comes to one of the main utilities of Alienbase, you can actually stake over 500,000 Alienbase tokens to actually get access to the DAO, where you can actually introduce and make your own proposals that will, of course, ideally help the foundation as well as the Alienbase project in general. But without further ado, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow those pages, be sure to follow those channels, and like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. First of all, for liquidations, we did have a bit of a spike for liquidations, but to be honest, nothing crazy as of yet. The long-short ratio is once again shifting over to the short side. When it comes to Bitcoin liquidations, we're actually having quite a bit of liquidations getting built up on the 116K side. I do expect for this week to actually get quite choppy, but I do expect higher lows and higher highs to be made. For Ethereum liquidations, nothing has been changed. We have so many liquidations above us. We just have so many at the 3900 key region all the way up to the 4K region. So I do expect when it comes to Ethereum charts, we're probably going to make our way to that 4.1K key region by the end of this month, which will obviously be quite bullish for our base native token assets. Next up is the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. As you guys can see, we're actually tagging range highs once again. And let me just shift that up here so it's a bit easier. Yeah, so basically we've hit the range highs and we're actually rejecting it once again. So this squiggly line is obviously just an arbitrary line, but I would not be surprised with this rejection. We might actually trade and maybe do a deviation like I've seen here. So maybe it ends up something like this, where now we reject, go down, deviate below, and then reclaim probably sometime in the middle of this month, and then break out to the upside. But nonetheless, I do expect Ethereum to actually outpace Bitcoin for the remainder of this bull cycle. So this is just all noise to me. I do expect my minimum target to be met, which is that at least the 0.04 key region, which is, when it comes to percentages, it's about a 25% gain here. So assuming Bitcoin stays the same price, which of course it won't, if Ethereum makes a 25% gain for me, that's well into the all-time high key region. It's about the 4.6K level. Next up is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I drew this arbitrary line yesterday, and we're following it right now. Let's see where we go. I really want to see that reclaim of the 116.7 to 8K. And I told you guys, if we do reclaim that level, I do expect this bottom has been confirmed. We've flushed out enough bears, and Bitcoin is ready to head up to the 150K level and more than likely make new all-time highs this month. Next up is Ethereum to USD. Looking great here. We're just chopping right now, but when it comes to today, we had a massive green day. Let me just go to the daily. How much did we go up by today? Yeah, as you guys can see, massive bullish engulfing candle here. We had a 6% gain, which is absolutely massive. We're actually rejecting right here, but let's see where we go, because when it comes to next levels of support, really the next major support level is that 3.6K level, but I do expect continuation for August, which will of course pump out altcoin bags. And when it comes to the total 3, like the total 3 is actually looking amazing right now. Let me just clean up the chart for you guys. So yeah, as you guys can see, we had a nice little ABC correction, and it looks like it's about to get confirmed. The confirmation of the ABC correction to be confirmed and completed is when we actually break out of this consolidation level. The consolidation level is the 1.01 to actually break above and have multiple daily successful closes. Because once that happens, I do expect continuation to happen right after. And more than likely, this will be the run to actually make new all-time highs for the total 3. Because of course, when it comes to the total 3 chart, if we break all-time highs, I do expect a lot of base native tokens to absolutely pop. And of course, that probably means that Ethereum has broken well above $4,100. And yeah, it's just quite bullish. August, I really do think will go very well, and it just seems to me this correction is pretty much done, and the lows are in. Of course, we could maybe chop and make a marginally higher low, so we might reject here, make a higher low for middle of August, and then break out to the upside. That just might be one more long flush, because obviously when it comes to perpetuals and leverage, we obviously want to flush out as much leverage as we can, but to be honest, I don't think it's actually needed. We had such a large liquidation day on Friday, so of course when it comes to Friday, we hit well over $1 billion in total liquidations, with $900 million actually being on the long side. And as you guys can see, generally every time the long liquidation has spiked. It has been at least a local bottom, if not the macro bottom to the upside. So as you guys can see, liquidation up, liquidation. This one took a while to actually grind out. So if we do see like excessive long liquidations happening, we could have a chopping sideways month like here, but nothing to be concerned about. We had a massive spike and it's looking like we're grinding out just like we did in April and just like we did in May. So it's looking quite good. And yeah, I keep repeating myself, but basically August should be a very good green month, and we might just make a marginally higher low for the next week or even the week after, but I do expect August to close well into the green. More than likely, Ethereum will be floating around the 4.1k level and Bitcoin well into all-time highs. Next up is the stock market. So the stock market has actually bounced really hard. I told you guys yesterday, look, we don't want to see closes below this bull flag. And look, we had a massive retest of our bull flag. We've broken it back above, and we technically have closed a bullish engulfing candle, which is pretty funny to see. It was a nice quick flush to the downside. Of course, the bears got really loud over the weekend, especially for the stock traders. And it's looking like, to me, the bottom could actually be in. We just had that previous all-time high retest and looking for continuation. And just to put like a final confirmation or invalidation in for you guys, I would draw this trend line here. And if we do break it back above, I do expect the next level key resistance would be that 6.4k level, and more than likely that would mean Bitcoin would be pumping then. For TOSHI, nothing much has changed. We are consolidating still, and I'm still obviously quite bullish. I do expect, and I really do recommend, like, really, you guys don't have much time to accumulate TOSHI. TOSHI is the #1 cat coin meme of this bull cycle and for base chain, and I do expect once base chain really gets moving, TOSHI will be one of the first runners. As you guys can see, we've broken out 2 key level of consolidation phases. So let me just delete these lines to make it easier. As you guys can see, first downtrend level we've broken out is this massive one here since Coinbase listing. We've tested as multiple times as resistance. We've tested as support, broke down, we've broken back above. And really, as long as we break above, I do expect continuation to happen. And when it comes to lower time frames as well, we've actually broken above this consolidation phase. So as you guys can see, we've tested major resistance multiple times, at least 5 times, and we've broken that as well. So when it comes to my nail in the coffin for the bears, if we get a close above the 0.00065 region, I do expect continuation, new highs, and most likely TOSHI will make its way to all-time highs. And I do expect more catalysts to come up, maybe a Binance.com listing, maybe OKX, etc. I do expect more tier 1 listings to come for the blue cats, and just purely based on the performance too. If TOSHI does perform well, I do expect it will catch a lot of eyes from the tier 1 exchanges. So when it comes to Alienbase, we're floating around that massive risk to reward box. I've been telling you guys, look, it's a really good spot to accumulate because it has major support levels. And as long as we chop here, it's a thumbs up to me to actually accumulate Alienbase. And it's just a really strong level of support. And I do expect continuation to happen more than likely within the next 3 months. I did tell you guys, look, microcaps generally a lag. And that's because they're actually way more riskier. They're smaller market caps, and really, when it comes to the liquidity flow of assets, microcaps are generally the last asset to actually get that liquidity flow from big caps like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. But Alienbase, massive update. We've actually got Alien Foundation getting integrated. So basically what that means is a DAO is basically a decentralized autonomous organization. So basically, instead of executives for a business, a DAO is basically, when it comes to in crypto sense, the major holders are the owners of the project. So when I mean by major holders, basically when you have Alienbase tokens, if you get 500,000 Alienbase tokens, which at current price, I believe the investment would be around, let's see, around $29,000 will get you actually full access to the Alienbase Foundation. And that pretty much gives you full reign to introduce new proposals that you really think the project should actually work on and get budgets on. So basically, if you have like a really good skill asset and skill tool set, and you really think you can actually help the Alienbase team, you can actually propose your own proposals and then get funded through that. And Alienbase actually did an announcement on their Discord. This announcement isn't actually on their X as of yet. And basically what it says, the DAO has been introduced. The website just came out for the DAO. And people have already pushed their own proposals, and those proposals are already getting voted on and already getting accepted. So when you come to this website, the Alienbase Foundation.info website, if you click on vote, which is this page here, you can actually see which proposals actually got accepted. So the indicator is the green line. And as you guys can see, like, it can be fully simple proposals. Like this one was grant Ben access to YouTube channel. As you guys can see, Ben is actually a major community member. So he, of course, has over 500,000 Alienbase staked. Various does, Baron does, Lucky Luke does as well. But members like us, we can also just stake our tokens as well. So when it comes to what I actually specifically mean, if you have 500,000 Alienbase tokens, you can actually stake the tokens for yield. And let me just load the website here. So when I go to the website, app.alienbase.xyz, you can go to farms and then actually stake your Alienbase in the ALB pool. So the ALB pool is just here. So if you've got 500,000 Alienbase, you can stake it here. You can stake it for 7% APR. I believe it's actually higher than that. I think that's bugging out right now for my browser. I believe it's at least 10%, where you get 7% Alienbase returns per year. And I believe it's around 5% true yield from the ETH side, because of course, when it comes to true yield generally just means it's not the native token. It's another token you can actually sell without actually dumping the price of the original token you're staking. So I believe it's around 11%, but my browser is bugging out, so disregard that. But yeah, so when it comes to proposals, I do expect more proposals to happen, and really big ones like this one here. Pilot video production. This proposal got voted on. 39 votes happened. This proposal is actually to have a video production for the Alienbase Academy, and what that basically was is a animated video of showing the DCA features of Alienbase, and basically just more marketing materials in general for Alienbase. And I do expect the DAO is really going to be pushing the marketing side, because of course Alienbase hasn't done really well in marketing as of previous. And it's not to say because they had no marketing we didn't pump. Like, we've had massive pumps before, and with the DAO actually pushing really hard on the marketing side, it might just be the catalyst to really get us breaking out of this massive downtrend. Of course, this massive downtrend here is about the 20 mil area. And if we do break out of that, I do expect all-time highs to occur. But when it comes to Alienbase, look, it's looking quite bullish, because we just have so many updates to happen. And with this DAO proposal, it's basically just adding so many more team members that are really working for their bags. As you guys can see, let me go to the previous vote. Like, yeah, we had 39 million Alienbase tokens getting voted on this one. The previous one was 39.4. So yeah, like, there's a lot of Alienbase voting power getting staked here. It just shows to me there's a lot of participation and a lot of members actually making these proposals and just getting voted on. These ones that haven't been verified, were these rejected? I guess these are just pending. Actually, this one was 2 years ago, so this one was a very old voting. With this update, you can expect more proposals to happen. Be sure to go to this website to check what's happening and actually vote on those proposals, because as long as you have 500,000 Alienbase tokens, you can vote on it. And I do expect this expansion of the team will allow Alienbase to actually work faster, just get more eyes and awareness around the Base ecosystem on crypto Twitter, because of course, when it comes to Alienbase, it's definitely a large value gap compared to Aerodrome. And I've always told you guys, look, when it comes to Aerodrome, if Aerodrome makes new all-time highs, I do expect a really fast rotation from Aerodrome to Alienbase, just purely based on the fact that Aerodrome's all-time high is over $2 billion. And because Alienbase is actually technically the second base native project of Base Chain, really, people are going to see that, and people are going to be looking for higher betas of Aerodrome. And I've told you guys, look, Alienbase is a clear high beta of Aerodrome. Reason being is Aerodrome is the #1 largest base native DEX on Base Chain, and Alienbase is the #2 largest base native DEX. And if you guys want a comparison and don't believe me, for a good comparison, PancakeSwap, it was the largest Binance Smart Chain DEX token on Binance Smart Chain, and Bakery Swap was the second largest. And let's just look at the total market cap back at the time. So when it comes to Bakery Swap, it hit just over $1 billion, and PancakeSwap actually hit around 6.6 billion. So as you guys can see, of course, when it comes to the absolute market cap Alienbase could go, it's most likely going to be less than Aerodrome. But when it comes to multiples as it stands right now, like Aerodrome, it's only a 10x from 6 billion. Because of course PancakeSwap hit at 6 billion, so that's the comparison I'm making. And Bakery Swap hit 1.1 billion. So under the same assumptions, Alienbase actually has nearly pretty much 100x from here, whereas Aerodrome only has about a 10x at most. So that's just to show you like the high beta potential, in my opinion. And I'm really betting on the fact once Aerodrome gets moving, people are going to want to rotate into something that's a high beta, which of course is Alienbase. But that's all to the video, guys. If you guys liked the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys have any questions or want me to cover any other subjects. But that's all to the video, guys. Have a good one. Have a good day. Peace.